We are currently in the season of winter, and like every single season, there are vibes and feelings that come along with this specific time of year or this time in your life. And winter, for many of us, is not a particular favorite. This video is hopefully going to try to convince you otherwise and maybe have you enjoy winter because we are going to romanticize winter. We're going to get into what that means, some ideas, some things that I've gone through and that have really helped me and hopefully will help you in this season of hibernation, this cozy season. Let's go on this journey together and let's romanticize winter. Hi, I'm Kelly and welcome back to the Endorphin Social Club. If you are new around here, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. This is just kind of a little bit of chats that we have in order to boost our endorphins. So I am a fitness instructor. I make content on social channels, but I also started this little podcast, this series, in order to really get our endorphins boosting because as a fitness instructor, I kind of have this approach, which is kind of like Elle Woods, where it's endorphins make you happy and happy people don't kill their husbands. Okay. So, how do we get more of those endorphins in our life? All right. I like to exercise because it makes me feel good. So, let's find things that make you feel good and let's just keep on boosting them. Okay. But endorphins do not just end with fitness. There are so many ways that we can boost endorphins and feel happy no matter what the situation. Okay. There are many things that we can't control, but maybe there are some little things that we can do that we can sprinkle into our lives that help us get through those tougher times. Okay. In this theme of romanticizing winter, I'm going to talk about a little bit of movement, but other ways that you can really start to enjoy this season of winter. Before we begin, I think we should talk about what this whole romanticizing movement is. Okay. So we're romanticizing winter, but if you go on any socials, you'll see content creators doing things to romanticize things. And what that means is to basically take something mundane, something that you do daily, something that could be even boring, elevate it and to make it special. So one of my favorite things that I've seen is romanticize economy. This content creator really likes martini. What they did was bring this little kit and it's a small martini glass and there's caviar and there's creme fraiche and there's little garnishes and they make a cute little martini glass and basically hold it up like a gray Malin picture that you would pay like hundreds of dollars for. Makes it just seem so elevated. And again, this person is probably cramped on an airplane. Who knows how long of a flight it is, but in this little moment, it is captured and it feels just like, you are Don Draper and you are having like this 1960s like special occasion vibe. Think about things like that and how you can bring that into your everyday life. Are there pieces of china? Are there pieces of glassware? Are there articles or furniture in your house that you don't use because those are used for special occasions? You can have a romanticized version of that by utilizing those things, okay? We don't have to wait to special occasions. Every day can be a special occasion, especially if in the context of talking about winter, where you may not be feeling your best, may not love this season of life as much, and you really want things to feel a little bit more special. So how do you do that? All these people, sometimes if you're doom scrolling on the internet and it seems like people have more than you or people's lives are better than you don't, these are just snapshots of somebody's life. So you have to think of your life as just a small snapshot. How for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour, 30 minutes a day, can you just make your life just seem like it is the best thing in the world? And then maybe you have to get back to reality, but still you had that moment and you didn't just wait for it to happen. You made it happen. We talk a lot about things being in our control and out of our control and changing that mindset and that mindset of I don't have to wait for something to be special, or that mindset of just because 95% of my day was bad doesn't mean that I can't enjoy this 5% of it. Okay. So, really taking those special moments, really just feeling your best for even moments of a day can just be life changing ripples that cause all those happiness to happen. So, now that our mindset is set, let's talk about a few ways that you can romanticize winter this season. Something to think about during winter is that this is homebody season. This is hibernation season. Okay. I'm going to get into this, but before I do, I just want to make some clarifications. I am an introvert. I actually really embrace the season. I like the downtime. I like the slowness, and I have really come to appreciate it. But I understand that my extrovert friends are not in the same boat because it's a little bit slower. It's not as easy to get together with people versus summer. It's just light all the time and people are walking around and people are constantly out versus people being in their homes. So I'm going to give you some ideas, but just because I'm giving you an idea doesn't mean that everything has to be done alone or in solitude. So I want you to think about it a couple ways. One, if you are just by yourself, romanticize the hell out of it. Number two, if you want to be by yourself and you enjoy that, take those introvert cues. And then three, if you are an extrovert and you are really looking to be around people more, I'm going to throw in some tips there too. But please note that if I don't mention anything, that doesn't mean that these things cannot be enjoyed with other people. You just do you, okay? So as I said, it is homebody season, and this is really a great time. Make your area, make your living space something really special, something that makes you feel inspired, something that makes you just feel comfort, cozy, and happiness, okay? So I know there's obviously been this whole spring cleaning thing, but what if, because you are spending so much time at home, because there is this downtime, because there is this hibernation period, what if you took that time in order to make your home the best that it could possibly be, so that when springtime comes and the flowers are blooming and everyone's outside and activities start to pick up again, you're ready to just go, okay? Think about that. Now, I really like this idea because this is where you feel you're most comfortable at home, and maybe you are looking around your home right now and you're saying to yourself, I've been meaning to wash that pillowcase, or I've been meaning to clean out all these drawers or junk drawer of things, or my files are everywhere, or I've been meaning to make a gallery wall, I don't know, put up molding, whatever it is. Why don't you take this time to do it this winter while you are in homebody season, okay? Together a list of the things that you want to accomplish, and it could be as soft or as intense as you want it. So for example, what that means is maybe mentally you say to yourself, every day I am going to clean out a drawer in my kitchen, and you do one a day, and that's totally fine. And maybe after 90 days, you start moving on. I'm pretty sure you don't have 90 drawers in your kitchen, but maybe you just take that as a step of each day I'm going to do a drawer somewhere in the house, or each day I'm just going to take on a little project, or maybe there are clothes in your closet that you haven't worn in an entire year or 2 years, and you're saying to yourself, it is time. I'm going to start purging, put things on Poshmark, put things in Goodwill, start getting rid of things, downsizing, all the stuff. Those are soft little things that you can do in order to make your surroundings better. Additionally, on the other spectrum, I personally am really inspired by some of the accounts that come across my For You page on my TikToks and my Instagram account, people who take it on themselves to say, I really want built-ins in my closet, or I really want this really special molding and I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm not going to rely on anybody else. Obviously have a little bit of self-awareness. Like, I know that if I were to do something like that, I would probably stop halfway. And so I've actually talked to one of our handyman, like a contractor, and I'm going to send him some of the videos that I've been seeing. And I would really like this IKEA set to do in my closet, but then to also put some molding on it. So yeah, you can maybe even redo your entire kitchen. We actually just did a kitchen refresh, and I'm so happy that it actually happened. And now that we are in cozy season, that I'm enjoying the kitchen. Nice to just have the tea kettle on and be in this really inspired kitchen, but it's also making me want to do more things around the house. This is your home. This is your space. Just think about the projects that you can do at home and making your best during this winter. I'm talking about organizing your space, but we can also organize our lives, okay? So maybe you feel sometimes anxious or out of control, or things aren't in your control, or you just don't feel your best. I actually just did a video on rebranding, because I'm doing a rebranding for this year. I'm thinking about things that I enjoy, things that I don't like, things that I want to say yes to, things that I want to say no to. Maybe this is the time, January, February, where you really start to clear that path for your year and really get organized and really lock in on what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And this is a great time to have some self-reflection, maybe journal, and to maybe really kind of get a better understanding of what your life is going to look like once this homebody cozy season is over, okay? Once you emerge from this hibernation, what does that look like for you? You can take this time and take all the time that you need in order to make it happen. Definitely embrace it and use this time to make things around you and to make things inside you even better. So the second idea that I had piggybacks off of this slow, patient period, and also with the homebodiness of it all, is that one of the things that really boosts endorphins is, comfort foods and foods that we really enjoy eating. But instead of just going to your favorite restaurant or getting takeout or getting something from Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or whatnot, what if you made that thing from scratch? So, for example, one of the things that I love is soup. This is like my soup season. I'm about to make the series on some really great soups, and one of them is a French onion soup. I love the one so if you guys are from around here, Steven Starr is this amazing kind of restaurant, I guess a restaurant entrepreneur, a restaurant entrepreneur. I don't know. When we lived in Philly, we used to love one of his restaurants called Park, and now living in Washington D.C., he has one called Le Diplomat. And one of the best things at his restaurant is the French onion soup. It is always cooked to perfection. You come in like this little crock. I love eating it. And who's going to eat that on a 90-degree day in summer? Maybe you get that a little bit in fall. Maybe you get it a little bit in spring, but the winter time is the absolute perfect time to enjoy this soup. Actually, sometimes when I go to my mom's house, she has like all this stuff. I would not call her a hoarder, but she definitely likes nostalgia and she definitely keeps things around for a really long time. And she had these crocks that were made for like chili bowls and French onion soup. And she never used them and they were still in the box. We decided to take them and we've been making French onion soup. So that's going to be one of the soups. Instead of just, oh, I'm going to go to a restaurant and have some soup, which you could totally do. That would be fun. I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing it, but what if you made it your own? What if you sourced all the ingredients and you got the Gruyere and you got the onions and you went to the farmer's market and just got a bottle of wine that you really liked and you helped to glaze it? Like, what if you took the time to go slow and patient and make some of those comfort foods and those dishes that really kind of bring you joy? About like pasta dishes where you maybe make the pasta from scratch or you're making ravioli. Jeff actually, what he likes to do is the New York Times lasagna, which apparently, I guess this food critic went around and found the best parts of every lasagna, and he takes so much time and so much effort and he makes his lasagna and it's like a whole process. So just imagine a beautiful wintry day where you bundle up, you get in a cute outfit, you have a huge oversized scarf, you go to the farmer's market, you pick up some in-seasonal vegetables, you go to the butcher, you go to whomever that you're getting your dish from, you make this amazing dish, you spend all day making it, and you kind of really make it special. Maybe put out some special plates or napkins or whatnot, and you really enjoy this dish. Going back to my extrovert friends, this could be like a winter dinner series where you make these really intense comfort foods and somebody hosts once a week, and maybe it's like a Saturday night or like a Sunday sauce thing where each time you make like something that's really, really special, and maybe you hop from person to person's house. Again, just something really slow, really patient, just really enjoying the process and not feeling rushed. The next idea to romanticize winter is going to be a fun one. And again, you can do this by yourself or you can do it with a group. This idea is to make a winter movie marathon list. This is fun because it really dives into the coziness of the season and being at home and embracing your environment. Add this on to your comfort food idea where you can combine all three of them, where you're in your house, you're loving your environment, you make a great meal, and then you watch a movie. Some ideas with this is to make a list of all the movies that you like. Maybe it's movies that you watched when you were a kid. Maybe it's your favorite 80s movies. Maybe it's movies that you haven't seen and you really want to. Maybe it's Oscar winners, or maybe you find a director, like you go through a whole like Nancy Meyers movie marathon. I did this and it's really fun, especially in things like Something's Gotta Give, where she's in Paris and it's during the winter and it's so beautiful. Love that. Yeah, so definitely make a list of movies that you like. Some of mine would include like The Devil Wears Prada, Elle Wood series, or maybe you can go for classics like a Hitchcock series or Marilyn Monroe movies or Oscar winners from every year. You make whatever type of list that you want, but when you do this, it's not just going to be turn on the TV and walk away. No, it is going to be a vibe. You're going to get all the blankets in your house, okay? The furrier, the fuzzier, faux fur, the better. Okay, you're going to get candles in your house. You're going to light the candles. You're going to have the fur. You're going to have like a beautiful bowl of popcorn or some type of theater snack, and you are just going to really embrace it. Okay, think about like Cameron Diaz in The Holiday, where she has like that cute little tray in front of her and she has snacks and whatnot. Make it a vibe, make it special, and enjoy those movies during the winter. As a fitness instructor, I would be remiss to not mention any type of physical activity and exercise and fitness. So here's what we're going to do. First, I will say that all of the activities that I talked about, there is some element of moving your body, okay? Whether it's getting up and cleaning or walking to a farmer's market or collecting candles all around your house, okay? There are little bits of movement here and there. I will say that getting outside and embracing winter activities that you can only do in the winter season, is something that is really special and is something that in particular has brought me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness and a lot of help in overcoming a season that was once very difficult for me. Now, not to get too sappy, but when I was younger, things were not as, I guess, comforting and secure and safe as I would have liked it to be. Obviously has led me to this path as being an adult and liking things all safe and comforting and routine and whatnot. Do you remember that there was a traumatic event that happened in January when I was about, I don't know, 11, 12, 13. So a very kind of impressionable age. Because that happened in January, I made this connection in my mind that every single January is the worst month. And all I have to do is get through the month because it's so horrible. And that thing happened in January, and all these other bad things can happen in January. And you could see where this spiraling and this thought process is very toxic and not self-serving at all. I will say, obviously, since I'm here telling you the story, that I have broken that cycle and I have understood that just because one bad thing happens in January does not mean that January is a month to throw out. And thankfully I did, because as I mentioned, January is now one of my favorite months. It's where I feel rejuvenated. It's where I feel grounded. It's where I feel safe. It's where I feel I have the ability to like breathe and to have like more of a cozy, kind of slow down, enjoyable life because I'm more present instead of just rushing around everywhere. And I really feel hopeful because it's a time of year where I plan things and I feel that, the year is going to go so well. You may be going through something similar. There may have been something that happened to you in winter, or you have this association with this time of year. And I am here to tell you that just because one thing happened at a certain point doesn't mean that good cannot also happen as well. I think you should, hold space for that, and we should acknowledge those feelings, but also encourage you to challenge yourself to find the good, to find the silver linings, to find those moments, to feel special, even for seconds of the day, and to know that pain is not pervasive and persistent, and you will persevere. Okay, that was a lot of alliteration. Let's go into the activity section, because I do think that this has helped me a lot. Finding these winter activities, being outside, enjoying kind of the beauty of snowfall and ice-covered trees, and beautiful and great the air feels when it's cold and it fills your lungs. Those are some moments that I am just really grateful for. I did not grow up skiing or doing any kind of mountain activities or go on ski trips or anything when I was younger. These did not happen until late into my 30s. I do recall going on like a ski trip one time in my 20s, and I think I just like rotted in a house and drank and ate chips all weekend. I remember going on a trip with a boyfriend, and he took me down a black diamond and I almost killed myself. So I did not have good ski experience. I just want you to just kind of just take some inventory, because I'm just a person here telling you that I used to hate winter because of traumatic childhood events. I did not have good ski experience, but somehow I ended up skiing, and I am so thankful that I did. Now, my ski journey started in my late 30s. We're actually planning a ski trip very soon to Mont Tremblant in Canada. This is one of the first places that I went on a ski trip with my husband and my in-laws, and they're very good skiers. I took a lesson. I was doing great on the bunny hill, and then I went down this mountain, and the size of the bruise that I got doing this was so many colors, so disgusting, probably from my hip to my knee. I still had fun and I survived it. But I knew from after that I really needed to take it slow. I needed to get better at taking lessons. And I have to tell you what a humbling experience that was. So imagine a middle-aged woman, a mom, who is taking lessons, most likely with like children and kids. So I was with like these boys, and I'd be sitting there on like on the lift with, Dylan and Cody, and they would just be looking back at the instructor being like, can we just go and leave this old mom behind? It was very humbling, but I really wanted to like understand technique, understand how to be better at this so I can be a part of these ski trips. Like I was really enjoying just kind of the aesthetic of it, but I wanted to do more and I wanted to ski with my family and I wanted to have those outdoor adventures. So I stuck with it. And I will say the turning point for me was when I had a female ski instructor and she understood my fears of not being in control, that I didn't want to go too fast. I was really just enjoying myself and I wasn't trying to, go over moguls and to ski black diamonds. And she really took the time to help me with stopping, with understanding what to do when I'm feeling out of control and how to rebalance myself. And that was a turning point for me. I can't even tell you, I've been on a few ski trips now with my family. Sometimes we ski together, but usually Jeff will take the kids where there's more challenging runs and I stay. I'm like more of a turquoise skier. So that's what I just call myself because I could do some blues. I'm mostly greens, do not do blacks, but I just kind of really enjoy it. And it is absolutely beautiful going up a mountain, seeing a snow covered hill, people enjoy themselves, and to be outside on a beautiful 30, 40 degree, sometimes 20-degree day. And then afterwards, taking your boots off and, having a glass of champagne by the fire. There is no this the feeling is something that I am so appreciative that I can capture. And additionally, being on top of mountains and seeing views that only I would be able to see if I learned how to ski. And for that, I am forever grateful. What I'm trying to say is that getting out of your comfort zone, doing something different, getting outside, doing some activity, really appreciating how beautiful winter scenes can be. I promise you that you will not regret it. But that said, so I talked a lot about skiing, but skiing is not the only winter activity that you can be doing. There is snowshoeing. You could get with your friends and get some boots on and do a hike or walk through your neighborhood and say, hey guys, we're going to have like an hour trek in the snow. We're going to come back. We're going to take off our snow boots and we're going to sit by the fire and have something cozy to drink, tea, hot chocolate, wine, cocktails, whatever makes you happy, right? It does not have to be, you do not have to like go to Aspen in order to only enjoy this. But I am saying that find an outdoor activity, do something that really gets that like cold air in your lungs, and you can sit there and say, this is really beautiful. And I moved my body and I'm enjoying nature and I'm getting outside and I'm being in the sun. And it's something that's really special that I could only do in this time of year. So those are a few ideas that I had to romanticize your winter, and I'm sure you may have some of your own. So if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much. I hope that some of these tips were helpful, but if you have your own idea to make someone else's winter even more special, romanticized, make someone happier during the season, please put your comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching. I chatted a little bit about some of the things that are upcoming. So definitely check out my socials. I'll be sharing my Mont Tremblant trip. I'll be sharing my soup series as well. I hope we can connect there. And all right, friends, I hope you get those endorphins up and I'll chat with you at the next video. Bye, friends.